Hello, my name is Cynthia Healy. I'm a CPA and trustee who has worked with seniors and their families for over 35 years. I'm here to give you some basic steps to protect you and your loved ones from financial harm. In this segment, we'll show you how to avoid becoming a victim to a growing form of elder abuse, caregiver theft.
Older adults are vulnerable, and there are people out there that know that.
They visit or sometimes live in our elder loved ones' homes. They gain the family and the senior's trust. But if you're not careful, caregivers can be predators.
A predator looks like the best caregiver you ever could hire.
John O'Brien's job is to make sure caregivers do their job honestly. As owner of Central Coast Senior Services, he's seen too many cases where the family thinks that placing the caregiver in a lonely, isolated senior's home is the solution.
So families think they've fixed everything, and they neglect the fact that now there's this vacuum, and caregivers will step into it and often take advantage of it.
It often starts with the caregiver charging a few things on the senior's credit card or helping them pay bills. Before too long, they have full access.
Caregivers should be only involved with the physical care aspects of the senior. Caregivers should not be involved in any financial matters.
But they often are, and things can escalate.
Caregivers have absolute access to jewelry, to cash, to personal information in the home.
In some cases, caregivers will even ask the senior to change their will or marry them, or take them to the bank to make withdrawals. Something a good banker should look out for.
If I'm uncomfortable about the relationship between the person sitting next to my customer and themselves, then I will, after they've left the bank, I will call Adult Protective Services and ask them to look into the situation.
But if you don't have a banker or family member or trustee to look after you, theft can and often does happen, as dramatically seen in this video.
We had a client who was having overnight care, and so we had a call saying, we suspect that your caregivers are stealing from this client.
O'Brien quickly brought in a private investigator, but the investigator, John Bohannon, quickly suspected a different caregiver was stealing Mary's things.
The lady initially stole Mary's credit card, and she knew too much about Mary's activities and would probably return to her residence.
The client agreed that we could put a nanny cam in the home.
Lo and behold, it wasn't within a week or so, we did find someone entering the residence.
And the nanny cam captured a caregiver going through her belongings and removing the funds.
There, for all to see, was hard evidence of what sadly goes on all too often. It was not O'Brien's employee, but an employee of the nursing facility.
It's exciting to catch somebody red-handed. It's hard evidence, and you turn that over to the police and they're ready to go with it.
And she was eventually prosecuted and convicted for elder abuse.
This is one of those rare cases in which a caregiver was caught, but unfortunately this is the exception, not the rule.
People are going to steal. That's the important thing for families to know. And so they need to be thinking, what can I do to mitigate that opportunity?
Here are just a few important steps you can take to protect your loved ones from caregiver theft. Protect your personal data and valuables. Conduct background checks on prospective caregivers. Never involve caregivers in financial matters. And encourage independent oversight of financial activity.
There are steps we can take to keep these dishonest caregivers from stealing from the people we care about. Knowledge and prevention are the best protection. Be sure to visit gogray.com to learn what steps you can take to keep our seniors safe from these and other common crimes.